What's up, goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen. And today, your girl is going to make you up one of your requested easy, fast, and simple chicken recipe on a budget. So let's get started. Now, I'm going to add some salt for flavor, black pepper to turn it up a notch as a combination with salt and pepper, of course. Make sure your chicken washed nice and clean before you start to season it up. And I did remove about 90% of the chicken skin on this particular recipe, and of course you could leave your skin on. Now to that, I'm going to add my garlic and onion powder to the mix. And all the amount for the recipe will be listed down in the description box. As usual, your girl is just going along, okay? Girl love cook, girl just add season, but I'm going to write it down in the description box for you guys. Alright, now to that, I added some all-purpose season, and of course you could always substitute that all-purpose season out. Like I'm always telling her, always change up the spices that I use on your meat if you so choose, right? Now I did add some chicken seasoning to it as well, and you could add poultry season if you like. Like I'm doing here, I did combine the poultry and the chicken season, but you could either go either or. That will be fine. Now I love my Ocheria's combo season, guys. But talk about this Ocheria's season all the time. You have to get it. It's so yummy. Now for color and stuff, I'm going with some paprika, and I did add a tad bit of the paprika to the chicken for color. Then I added some crushed red pepper, just a little bit because I don't want it too spicy. And then to that I added some dried parsley flakes. A little bit, not too much, just to get it started because we're going to add some later on. Okay, now, so then I added some garlic to it, about 2 tablespoons of the garlic. And I also added some soy sauce, right? And again, all the amount for the recipe, that everything that I'm using here will be listed down below because your girl just go along as I cook, okay? Now, I did put some avocado oil to it. You don't have that oil, use any kind of oil that you have. It's going to work just fine. I so happen to have avocado oil because I was making some vegan recipes, so that's why I had that to it. So just add whatever you could find to your chicken. Give it a nice little mixed combination. Make sure that your chicken is seasoned properly. And I did allow my chicken to sit and marinate for about half an hour. But for your best result, like I always say, you could season overnight. Or let's give it about an hour or two for the most perfect flavor. But for me, 30 minutes is all I need. Now moving right along, in the pot I added some oil to it, and I did use a regular oil that I have laying around my kitchen. Now after my oil was nice and hot, not too hot, went ahead and put my chicken in skin side down, okay? Even though I removed the skin from a chicken, you still want to turn it down on that skin side. Turn it down, goody. And our fire here is on medium heat. You don't want it to cook too fast because you're going to burn it. We just want it to have the nice golden brown color, but not golden black, golden brown color. That's all we are doing right here. Now the marinade that I have left over, I'm going to keep it because I need it for later. Now 5 minutes in, that is what your chicken looks like. 5 minutes on medium heat. It has a beautiful golden brown, not bun up brown. That soy sauce is going to give it a little bit of color. Do not use soy sauce along with browning. You don't want to do that because you're not making brown stew chicken here. You're not making Jamaican brown stew chicken here. So this is something totally different. So you want to give it only 5 minutes on each side, total 10 minutes frying time, and your chicken is going to look just like so. Nothing more and nothing less. All right. Now after that 10 minutes of frying time, you're going to go ahead and remove them from your pan. Whatever your fry your chicken in. You give it that coloring, you're going to remove it. And in that pan is a whole lot of good up flavor that we need to finish off this beautiful looking, juicy, already moist chicken. Okay, go ahead and set it aside, and we're going to work on that pan. Now in that pan, you're going to go ahead and you want to remove that grease that's in there. We don't need all that grease, all right, on the island chicken. Now in the pot, you're going to go ahead and pour in the good flavored marinade that you have from your chicken that you just seasoned. Okay, flavor on top of flavor, right? This you want to use that marinade to remove that good flavor that is stuck in the bottom of that pot. And your fire right here is still on medium heat. Okay, do not put it on high heat at all. Then you want to go in and place the chicken back into that pan with all that good flavor. Make sure once again that your stove is never turned on high heat, because you're going to ruin the whole thing. You're going to have raw chicken, colorful chicken, raw on the inside, and the bottom want to eat raw chicken, right? No, this is where we starting to really cook this thing. Now after I got them putting my chicken in, I went back in and added some more of that soy sauce to the chicken, just like that. Then I added a tad bit of brown sugar, right? Brown sugar or cane sugar if you have that. I sprinkled my good honey all over that chicken, a combination of that brown sugar, honey, on fire. Then you want to go in and give it a tad more bit of flavor. So what I did here was add my ketchup to it. Me love ketchup. If you don't love ketchup, use tomato paste. It's going to work just fine. I added a tad bit of the ginger powder. If you don't have ginger powder, use fresh ginger. Same thing. Now, also I went in with about a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, and a teaspoon of white vinegar. You don't have white vinegar, apple cider vinegar will work just fine. Now, honey, now, you want to go in with 1 cup of fresh orange juice. Make sure you have your orange juice, because that is the event of this recipe. And 2 tablespoons of butter. Sprinkle with a little bit more of that parsley. And our fire this time, turn it down on low to medium heat. From high heat to low and to medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it go on simmer for about 30 minutes. Now, we're going to make our Jamaican festival. Here I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 cup of cornmeal. I added my baking powder, some salt to it. Then I added the butter. And I think I used about 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter to it, right? Now in a cup I added some sugar, white sugar to the milk. If you don't want to use milk, just go ahead and use water and just combine the sugar into the water or the sugar into the milk. Give it a good spin, because you were trying to dissolve some of that sugar, right? Before you add it into the flour and cornmeal mix. Use your fingers to help to smooth out that butter, and your butter should be nice and hard. You don't want to use room temperature butter or soft butter when you are making your Jamaican festival. And again, all the amount for the festival recipe will be written down below, so look for that. Now we're going to go in with that cold milk mixture, because my milk was cold from the refrigerator. And all you're going to do is just use a little at a time. Just a little at a time. Do not add all your milk to the flour. Do it a little at a time and go along until you form a nice dough. You don't want to ruin the texture. Just take your time until it comes pretty much like that. Now your oil should be already preheated. That oil needs to be at 350 degrees before you put your festival into that oil. Now I'm going to show you how I make my festival. I make them 2 different ways. Now, after I let my dough sit though for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, make it just sit down for a little bit. Alright, just like so. I go in and it's time to form those festival, and here is what I do. You might do your one a little bit different, but I'll show you how me do my own. Now you pinch off just a little piece right? Just like so. That dough feels so good, so good. So you go ahead and you pinch off just a little piece like so, and just kind of rub it in your hand just together, just kind of smooth it out in your hand. When it forms like this, I just use my big finger and press the middle gently, just like that, gently, until the middle flattens, just like that. That's all I do. Sometimes I don't do it that way. I just go ahead and just leave it just like that. Just like that, like spinners. Just like so. And just fry it up. So it's up to you to decide how you want to shape or to form your festival for frying, all right? At the end of the day, it's going to come out just as good. But I like to do it this way. I prefer to do it this way. Now, once again, like I told you before, my oil is at 350 degrees, so you don't want to make it too hot because you want the festival to fry properly. So make sure though that the oil is at least 350 degrees in heat. Go ahead and put your festivals in and allow it to fry. It does take about 8 minutes. 8 minutes, that's all it needs to fry at 350 degree. 8 minutes of frying time. 9 minutes, you overdone it because it's going to be hard and tough and crispy. You want your festival to be nice and fluffy and with a nice little color. You don't want to be overcooked. You definitely don't want it to be overcooked because remember, you have sugar into your flour. So if you overcook your festival, it will become either hard to the touch or it's going to be really greasy, very greasy, mostly oily. You don't want that. So just be easy when you're with your frying time. After you fry for that amount of time, that is what you have, a beautiful cornbread color, nice, fried proper, perfection to the core. All right, so that is how your festival should be. Now if you're still here watching me cooking, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notification settings. That way you will never ever miss an upload. And when my chicken was finished, that orange juice was all simmered down to a glazed consistency. Honey, the chicken was yumptious. Yumptious. That you want to make sure that you allow it to simmer all the way down to where the gravy it just comes together with a glazed flavor and feel and touch and smell and everything. Now to garnish, what I did was just add a little bit of lemon on top and decorate it with a little lemon, with a bit of lemon slices just for serving. That's totally optional, but that's how I like it because me extra, right? So I went ahead and did that for serving. Now I did eat it up with some rice and peas, but of course you could eat this particular chicken recipe with white rice, but this rice and peas here I didn't go through because I just made a rice and peas recipe a couple of days ago, but I will list it what all that I use for the rice and peas. If you're trying to cook rice and peas for your first time, it will be there. But nevertheless, when I was done and I served it up on a plate, that is exactly what it looks like on a plate, and I hope you do enjoy the recipe. Now if you're still here watching me cooking, be sure that you have subscribe to my second channel, Life is Juliana. The link for that channel will be listed down below. All my vegan goodies, go over there and subscribe to that channel. That's where your vegan recipes are, your story time videos, and everything that comes to mind, DIY, vlogs, and so much more. Now, if you do love the recipe, give me a thumbs up and share it with friends and family. Tell me what you like to have me cooking next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy!